Amity's parents, Alador and Odalia Blight, finally made their first actual appearance on screen, and to say the least, their role in the story is going to be exciting. Over the course of the episode, we got to know the two of them and the whole Blight family situation. At last, towards the end of the episode, the thrilling stuff came up and paved the way for some interesting theories that heavily depend on the Blight's family dynamics. Well, the most important connection the Blights have just recently gained is their business partner Odalia Belos. He bought all units of the Abomatons and even provides funding for further research. What does he need them for? Belos insisted he doesn't intend to invade Earth, but his purchase screams otherwise. Assuming he told the truth, he really doesn't need the Abomatons for when he's going to the human realm. To rephrase it, the Abomatons are to be employed on the Boiling Isles. We still haven't got much confirmed information about his plans, but since going to Earth is his current goal, the Abomatons are apparently relevant at a later stage. I feel this is the kind of thing that is mentioned a single time at the start of the season and won't be addressed at all until the end of the season, so that the audience forgets all about it. When the time comes and Team LUZ clashes with Team Belos again, Belos will have the Abomaton army as an ace up his sleeve, and when he plays it, we'll all be just as surprised as LUZ and her allies. Anyway, considering that the Abomatons will probably be used against inhabitants of the Boiling Isles, the Golden Guard's statement is put into a different light. Odalia Belos may have actually become more cautious following Season 1's finale. The citizens demonstrated against Ida's execution, and LUZ did become quite the speck in Belos' eye. Therefore, he wants to make sure no one has the combat power to oppose him. Hence, he stops any attempts of founding an army or organization he's not in control of. Alternatively, the statement can also be interpreted as a warning. Belos is indirectly threatening the Blights not to step out of line. If they do, and continue producing weapons that enable people other than him to power, he'll personally deal with the Blights. How will they react to this threat? They were rather intimidated by the Golden Guard and apparently don't want to get in trouble with the Emperor. But the episode also proved that Odalia is all about the business. It's more likely than not that she continues to sell weapons to other customers. On the contrary, she would probably be easily lured into Belos' evil doings with more lucrative deals. After all, Odalia underlined they should always consider what's best for the family. She may become a key supporter of Belos, believing she is protecting her family this way. And since a Blight always upholds their end of the deal, she'll stick to Belos, even if Amity, Alador, and the twins decide to stand up to the Emperor at a later point in the show. One way or another, Odalia's development will be intriguing to observe, because she's basically the only person in her family who's a total jerk. While Alador, the twins, and Amity are quite normal, Odalia seriously lacks morals. Will we see another antagonist returning to the right track? Or could she be the Owl House's Azula that descends into madness? However, gaining at least Alador as an ally would be a huge help for LUZ. He knows his own inventions best and could play a decisive role in defeating Belos' forces when he sends the Abomatons into battle. Besides, we are only starting to learn more about the Isle's magic. Just imagine what remarkable technology Alador could come up with to enhance and facilitate glyph magic. Admittedly, LUZ is set to run out of pre-drawn glyphs at some point in the show. Having technology that enables her to reuse glyphs or to draw glyphs into the air like an actual casting circle would be way more convenient. But what's more, we now know what the purpose of combining glyphs is. There are the basic elements ice, plants, fire and light. Combining them in the right manner can create any spell there is. So the only thing one has to figure out in order to learn a new spell is the appropriate combination. Luckily, there are two very experienced Clawthorn witches among the protagonists. Ida explained that a bile sac basically works the same. You combine the sac's different fluids that each probably contain an element's magic. Ida and Lilith should effortlessly manage to regain the ability to cast cast all kinds of spells using glyphs since they know the Bilesack combinations. And they will obviously share all their knowledge with LUZ. In next to no time, LUZ could become an extremely powerful and flexible witch. She already proved several times that mixed magic is a big advantage over other witches. From now on, she will also learn those spells that are actually used by Coven witches, meaning she can unrestrictedly compete with their abilities. Speaking of covens, knowing the Coven heads will be introduced soon, we should point out that Blight Industries is a subsidiary of the Abomination Coven. It's to be expected that the Blights maintain a favorable relationship to the Abomination Coven's Headwitch. Presently, there's no actual clue on the Coven heads part in the story. Depending on whether the Blights and the Coven heads will be Belos supporters, their connection could either turn out to be a valuable source of intel for Team LUZ or a serious problem should information be leaking in the opposite direction. What do you think the latest events signify? Make sure to subscribe to Frogtunes for breakdowns of the upcoming The Owl House episodes. See you next time.